Shalom, shalom, akiyam. First and foremost, I would like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Kwadash. I would also like to give a double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. I would also like to say peace and salutations to the hopeful elect, starting with the 144,000 men of Israel, which consists of the servants, the prophets, whom have been ordained since the foundations of this earth to sing this new song, which comes in the form of this gospel, which would be preached throughout all four corners of this earth and rest upon the ears of the innumerable multitude, men, women, and children of Israel, who may be scattered throughout all four corners of this earth. It's just Bayan back again through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And I just want to get into a brief video, a brief lesson, and Lord willing, share a clip with you, Akiyam and Akwaf, going into this individual by the name of John Boyd Jr. He's the CEO of the Black Farmers Association. All right, and yep, Jake trapped in the mindset of being color of a crayon in the crayon box, you know, showing you the complete contaminated mindset, you know, that our people are still following after, you know. And you know what triggered this lesson was you know, this Democracy Now! News clip popped up on my phone, you know, after a lesson I was watching or whatnot. And Salakia. And yeah, man, I was listening in. And you know, you got these Jake, you know, that just received $2 billion in efforts to pretty much give them back funds that, you know, were lost throughout the course of the black agriculture movement. You know, as we know, Jake built this country. We know that off of free labor. You know, but needless to say, what you're gonna see is, you know, this Jake John Boyd was able to, you know, reach out to the White House enough to aggravate them enough to trigger them. All right, to give them, to give black farmers $2 billion. You know, in efforts to get them out of status of foreclosure, and in efforts to, you know, revamp, you know, the farmers' equipment or whatnot, and you know, the statuses on the farms, you know. But needless to say, we understand, those of us that are in this light, okay, that Esau always has a narrative, or a agenda rather. You know, there's always going to be an agenda, an ulterior motive was the word I was looking for, when Esau does anything that may seem like it's good. All right, now this Jake wants another $5 billion for the land lost. Jake don't get it. Esau's not giving him no more money. And the reason why Esau gave that $2 billion was in efforts to benefit Esau. Okay? And because we know, pursuing the scriptures, let's start right here. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shemel Shah. Let's get this before we get this clip. The book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 14. And let's see here. In verse 7, and it reads, "And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly." Who's this he? The wicked, man. The wicked. I'm going to jump in front of him. Bear with me, Akiyam and Akwaf. I'm driving. It's a little bit of a cluster. Let's read this again. The book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 14 and verse 7, and it reads, "And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly." Who's this he? Evil Esau. Hey, and his history testifies against him. Okay, he wrote those treaties with God, in efforts to pretty much calcify, the minds of God as they were in the process of stealing their land, man. Okay? And at the end of the day, he broke every single treaty. Because Esau is a liar. This is why we call him a forked-tongued devil. He speaks with a forked tongue. He says one thing, but he does something different. He's a liar. All right? And he can't be trusted. And this is what you, Jake, that is still wrapped up, okay, in this man's system, okay, thinking that he's going to be some type of savior for you. What you're going to find out is the help of the Egyptian, like it tells us in, what's the Isaiah 30? Let's go get this real quick. Salakia. We're going to come back here. Like it says here in Isaiah 30. Let me get this real quick. Salakia. Let me move this up. The book of Isaiah chapter 30 and verse 7, and it reads, For the Egyptians, which Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, okay, is the modern day Egyptian. Remember, it tells us in Revelations 11, what? That this place is spiritually Sodom and Egypt. You see? It's spiritually Sodom and Egypt. So Esau, Edom, the so-called white man, is the modern day Egyptian. The modern day Pharaoh will be these global elites. You see? Let's continue on. For the Egyptians shall help in vain, man. Right, they shall help for no reason. For the reason that the rain going into for no purpose. There's gonna be no it's gonna be null and void. It's not gonna equate into anything. It's going to be empty help. You see? Because at the end of the day, it's not going to benefit you, Jake. And you're going to find that out. Esau just wants you to keep working. All right? Isaiah 30 and 7 from the top. Let's continue on. For the Egyptians shall help in vain and to no purpose. Therefore have I cried concerning this. Their strength is to sit still. Khan. That's why we've been commanded, pursuing the Zephaniah, the 3rd chapter, to wait ye upon the Lord, man. What's to wait upon the Lord? Don't try to get no reparations or any form of recompense on this side, man. To reverence what we've been through as a people by the hands of these demons, man. No, wait for Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. You Jakes need to be turning back to Yahweh Ba'ashem Shai. But instead, you're putting your trust in the shadow of Egypt, which is ultimately going to consume you, man. Okay, because you're making these covenants with this demon. Okay, but you're going to be consumed when the overwhelming scourge comes through, man, as it tells us in Isaiah 28. You see, you're going to be consumed, man. Let's go back to that Sirach and wait until you see the look on Jake's face. For those of you that don't know him, you can see this man is just completely finished. Back in the book of Ecclesiasticus, also known as the book of Sirach, chapter 14 and verse 7, and it reads, And if he doeth good, he doeth it unwillingly, man. Right, again, because there's an ulterior motive. It's truly not to benefit you, even though it's married as if it is. Remember, in Genesis, scripture tells us that Esau was the most cunning beast of the field. He's the most cunning beast. See? And he has you, Jakes, deceived to this very day. Let's continue on. And at the last, he will declare his wickedness, man. Okay? At the last, he will declare his wickedness, man. Hey, take a look back at 2019. Okay? The whole narrative with that. And the outcome of it. Of you dummies that decide to let this man eject up inside you, man. We'll play it like that. You let him shoot up inside you, man. Look at your outcome. Look at you. See? At the last, man, his wickedness will be declared. You see? Now let's get this clip real quick. Now check this out.
This is Democracy Now! I'm Amy Goodman with Juan Gonzalez. We end today's show with the historic $2 billion payout by the U.S. Department of Agriculture to black farmers and other farmers of color who experienced discrimination when applying to the USDA's farm loan programs. The payouts finally came 2 years after Congress funded them through the Inflation Reduction Act in 2022. USDA Agriculture Secretary Tom Vilsack made the announcement last week.
Now, this financial assistance is not compensation for anyone's loss or the pain endured, but it is an acknowledgement by the department. And our hope is, and the president's hope is, that this financial assistance will help many farmers stay on the farm, contribute.
You see? They want you to stay on the farm and contribute to pushing out these produce. Listen, hey, and $2 billion, hey, $5 billion, that's pennies on the dollar, man, for these elite. That's no money. That ain't no money. That's nothing for them, man. Okay? Hey, listen. These global elite have so much money that is liquid. Okay? They have liquid resources, man. Okay? $2 billion, $5 billion, that ain't nothing, man. Okay? And you still playing with monopoly money. Jake is through.
To our nation's food supply and continue to do what they love.
This comes after the U.S. Commission on Civil Rights confirmed as long ago as 1965 that the USDA, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, discriminated against black farmers. But little was done to address the problem, and the number of black-run farms dropped 96% in the last century. By 1999, 98% of all agricultural land was owned by white people. For more, we go to Boydton, Virginia. We're joined by John Boyd, a fourth-generation black farmer and founder and president of the nonprofit National Black Farmers Association, which fought for these payouts that have now gone out. John, welcome back to Democracy Now! It's great to have you with us. Explain the significance of what's happening right now.
Amy, thank you so much for having me, and it's always good to spend time with you. This is a very, very historic payout for black farmers, and I see it as a huge win for myself and the National Black Farmers Association that worked on this for nearly 4 decades. So basically, 60,000 applications were turned in, 45,000 black farmers and other farmers of color have begun receiving checks this week and the latter part of last week. So it's very, very good news, and a total of $2 billion. So we've been waiting for this payout for a long time, and the MBFA went out and held 60 meetings.
So you can see that this man's under a strong delusion. Generations of strong delusion. You know? And you gotta ask yourself, you think he heard the report when it comes to this gospel being preached? All right, I think he's heard it. You know? But at the end of the day, they put their trust in Esau, which is why Jakes like him are right gonna find themselves jammed out and jammed up in the days to come. Okay? Now listen to this.
Amy, in FaceTime with our members, we sent out 130,000 postcards in the mail to all of our members, telling them how to apply for this. It took us, Amy, on average 3 to 3.5 hours to help each and every black farmer fill out this 40-page application. So it was a very eccentric process. And so we were glad to get the news that from Stephen Benjamin at the White House actually called me and told me that the checks were actually going out to farmers around the country. So we see this as a huge significance of farmers who are facing foreclosure. We have a lot of black farmers in our organization that were facing foreclosure. So these payments are timely. It's going to help them stay on the farm, or help them improve their equipment, help them pay taxes, and I'm not saying it's a whole holistic fix, but it's certainly a huge thumb up for us. And Amy, we're still pushing for the $5 billion in debt relief. So I'm asking the administration to do that by executive order. That's what I've been having conversations with the White House to still get the $5 billion. That's the land that's owned by many black farmers that have their deeds of trust tied up with the United States Department of Agriculture. And again, that's a decade-old request as well.
And could you explain the difference between the payments and the debt?
Look at this nigga right here. When I seen this nigga, I'm like, oh damn, he just popped up like Melchizedek, man. He was only talking to old girl. And this nigga just manifested, man. You know? But that's showing you how Esau is, man, that cunning nature. You know? Where did this nigga come from? You know? But listen to what he asks.
United States Department of Agriculture. And again, that's a decade-old request as well.
And could you explain the difference between the payments and the debt relief?
Absolutely. The payments, like you heard Secretary Vilsack mention, it was those black farmers and farmers of color who experienced discrimination prior to 2021. So that was just about everybody in our organization that fit that definition. So that piece was totally separate than the actual debt relief, which is 120% we were promised. Black farmers who were eligible for that were sent the necessary form in the mail telling them how much debt relief they were going to get and the 20% to pay their taxes. All of our members sent it back in, and then after that, white farmers started suing us in federal court around the country in numerous federal courts and 2 temporary injunctions, one in Florida and the other in Texas, blocking the $5 billion in debt relief to black and other farmers of color. And then we began to file motions in federal court, and after we began to make some traction there, a few wins, the administration repealed it by an act of Congress and replaced it with some of these other measures. So we still want our land, like you talked about at the beginning of the show. We've, at the turn of the century, owned 20 million acres of land. Today we're down as black farmers 3.5 million acres. At the turn of the century, we were tilling, there were 1 million black farm families in the United States. Today, we're down to about 50,000 full-time black farmers. So the land, as my daddy and grandfather taught me, the land is everything. The land is food, the land is water, the land is timber to build houses on. Everything comes great from the land, and we want our land. And that's what I've been after for this whole campaign, and I spoke to you about before.
John, you mentioned your father. You are a 4th generation.
You see how the bride switches that conversation point? Because he's over here talking land, because hey, land is real resource. That's a true resource. But what Jake doesn't understand is that the curses are rested upon us, man. And that this land at this point in time, all right, this earth, all right, this land belongs to the wicked, man. And that's why they were able to capsize Jake the way they did throughout the progress of agriculture, as he gave the measurement regarding how many more white farmers there was after a certain amount of time. They start pushing the Jakes off the farms, man. And he's saying black and people of color. That's the Israelites, man. The tribes. Okay? This nigga's stuck on black. But now the point I'm making is that, listen, this land belongs to Esau right now, man. And pursuing the scripture, man. He's living out his blessing right now. Let's go to the scriptures. And this man, nigga, you niggas ain't getting no $5 billion. Hey, they're lucky to get that $2 billion. They were lucky to get that $2 billion. You hear him talking about that $5 billion, and Amalek manifested, man. All right. Amalek manifested, man. Let's get this real quick. Even though that ain't no money, man. $5 billion, that's no money. Yeah, when you start talking about that land, now you're talking. You know? They ain't got, hey, land, cattle, okay? Gold, silver, these are real resources, man. Not no paper with a dead nigga on it. Alright, Genesis 27. The book of Genesis chapter 27. I'm going to go straight to the point. In verse 38, and Esau said unto his father, hast thou but one blessed my father? Bless me, even me also, O my father. And Esau lifted up his voice and wept. And Esau's always been a big crybaby, man. As you can see since the humble beginnings. You know, Esau's got the mindset, if I can't have it, nobody can. This nigga's breaking toys. Okay? So no one else can play with him. You know? Because that's the spirit he comes in, man. He's greedy, he's covetous. He heapeth unto him all people. As it tells us in Habakkuk. He's a covetous dude. That's why he took over the land. But check it out. Again, he's in his blessing. We're going to prove it right here. And Isaac, his father, which Isaac was Yahushai, if you can receive it. And Isaac, his father, answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above, man. You see? So this man has the fatness of the earth. The resources, oil, gas, okay? Other forms of resources, okay? Okay, the land, got cattle, people. You see? And when you come, hey, that's why at the end of the day, you know, you get, hey, you will go to jail for, if you collect rainwater, you will go to jail for that, man. Okay, because this man, he's in his blessing. He's able to put forth these unrighteous decrees in order to subdue the movements of the people. Okay? But we're coming to an end of his rulership, man. We're coming to the end of it. So Esau's in his blessing, man. Job 9:24, the earth has been given into the hand of the wicked. Malachi 1:4, the wicked is coined as Esau, Edom. Okay? The earth, hey, is under his dominion right now. You know, and you Jakes don't understand that. You Jakes are joining yourself unto this beast, which is going to very well cost you your life. Let's go here. The book of Revelations, chapter 13. And verse 7, and it reads, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints, man. Who are the saints? The Israelites. Pursuant to Psalms 50, right, and 4 and 5, right? Psalms 148, Psalms 149. The saints are the Israelites, so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man. Okay? And he's made war with us. He's been making war with us since the beginning of time, man. Okay? Since Jacob and Esau. And as you go through the course of time, all right, there's pressure points. All right, during the times of King David. All right, there's pressure points, you know, going into, you know, the Greek captivity, you know, the Roman captivity. As a matter of fact, when Jake went into the Babylonian captivity, man, Esau was there persecuting Jake, man. You know, this nigga always made war with us, man. You see? Because that's the thing. All right, there's an enmity, man, between us and them. It's a spiritual warfare, man, that manifests into the physical. You know? Check this out. And it was given unto him to make war. Slakia, and it was given unto him to make war with the saints and to overcome them. See, this is why Esau was able to take all that land from Jake. Okay? Throw Jake onto reservations. Okay? Able to persecute Jake throughout the course of history, man. All these pressure points in history we can talk about regarding persecution that Esau afflicted on Jake. You know? And power was given him over all kindreds and tongues and nations, man. Because he's in his blessing. We just read it in Genesis 27. See, but Jake don't get it. Jake doesn't get it though. Jake would rather turn to the Egyptian, Esau, instead of his power. You know? Not realizing at the end of the day, Esau's going to be removed. You put in your hope into Esau. And what's that? Is that Proverbs? Let's close it. We can close that right here through the Spirit. You see how stupid Jake is? You see the stupid look on their faces, man? You know? The glare in their eye, mouth open. Looking dumb as hell, man. Thinking that this man's gonna save you. No, man. You're gonna get snared, is what's gonna happen. The book of Proverbs, you're gonna get caught up in the snare of the fowler. The book of Proverbs, chapter 25, and verse 19, and it reads, confidence in an unfaithful man in time of trouble is like a broken tooth and the foot out of joint. Meaning what? You cannot rely on him. He's unreliable. He's not for your turn, Jake. He can give a damn about you. And you Jakes are going to find this out the hard way. You disobedient, reprobate Israelites are going to find out the hard way that Esau has never changed, man. All right, this man is more dangerous than he's ever been. He's more dangerous than the 1600s, man, 1400s. He's more dangerous than he was then. He's rusted over, as it tells us in Sirach 12, man. All right, he's done rusted over, man. This nigga just is wicked, and he got that divination on your minds. Y'all don't see it for what it is. Y'all blindfolded, man. He's got you captivated by commercials and the Cheesecake Factory. You niggas don't see what's going on. You know? But you will, though. But by the time you do, it's going to be too late. All praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quedash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, where I learned this 144% truth. Lord willing, you Akiyam and Akwaf were edified. Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Kal Halaliam La Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah, Quedash. Shalom.